So as we await NVIDIA's results, the topic of AI's impact on society is moving way beyond the stock market. On the jobs front, only 17% of companies say that they're going to, decrease jobs. That was 13% a year ago, and talking about entry-level hiring. And it seems innocuous, but I got to be honest, AI has had a huge impact on graduates in certain industries. Finance, computer science, information sciences. If you graduated in those areas, you're struggling right now. And while college grads struggle for work, the architects of this innovation continue to reap gargantuan rewards. We're going to have a trillionaire real soon, and some say this would actually make those robber barons blush. Consider this, since 1976, the top 0.001%, that line way at the top, their wealth has climbed 3,000%. Now, the Mamdanis and ALCs of the world will look at this table and say, oh, start handing out the pitchforks and the torches. But all households, folks, all households have seen their wealth increase over the same period of time. This is the case that Jensen Huang has been pushing, talking about the AI and the fourth industrial revolution, that it's going to generate so much wealth that there will be tons of opportunity and tons for everyone to share.
This is for certain. Everybody's jobs will change as a result of AI. Some jobs will disappear. Obviously, every single industrial revolution, some jobs are just gone, but a whole bunch of new jobs are created. Everybody will have to use AI, because if you don't use AI, you're going to lose your job to somebody who does.
All right, folks, joining me now, Fox Business real estate contributor and Mansion Global host Katrina Campins, along with Federalist Elections correspondent Brianna Lyman. Ladies, are you buying that? Are you buying that? You know what? This is so amazing. The pie's going to get gargantuan. There'll be trillions of dollars, and everyone's going to benefit, Katrina.
I think that it's not AI against people. I think it's people using AI against people that are not yet implementing AI. Like in my industry, so many people are trying to become automated when it comes to becoming real estate agents.
Right.
And that's never going to happen 100%, because you still need that person, right, to help you with the biggest financial decision that you're going to make in a lifetime. I do think that this is amazing for the younger generation if they take on AI and learn a lot about AI. I think there's so many opportunities that are going to present themselves.
This reminds me, though, of a funny joke, Brianna, I saw. They said it wasn't the horses that lost their jobs to the car. It was horses that didn't learn how to drive. So, but, I mean, are you concerned at all? Particularly, it's your age group that apparently right now is taking a brunt of the hit.
Yeah. And college graduates make up about 25% of those unemployed. And these are people whose degrees usually would have gotten them further. In fact, high school graduates who do not go to college are faring better, because they're taking those blue-collar jobs that AI is not necessarily replacing right now. So there's a lot of concern amongst college-educated people. You see it with speakers recently. They're being booed when they mention AI. It's interesting because, you go back 30 years ago, and when blue-collar workers were saying, hey, you're displacing us by shipping our jobs out of the country, they were told by politicians, learn to code. Well, now if you can code, so can AI. So there's a lot of problems right now.
So this week, the chief executive of Standard, they let go of a lot of people, 8,000 people. It was really ugly, but it's what he said that really shocked a lot of people. He says we're replacing low-value human capital with artificial intelligence. Now, since then, he's trying his best to walk it back.
Yeah, his choice of words.
But this is where the political anxiety comes up, right? If a chief executive can call you a low-value human being and replace you like that, people are going to revolt, maybe.
I think his choice of words left a lot to be desired. But like myself, I'm not very techie, but I use AI on a daily basis, to the point where my 8-year-old is like, AI doesn't have all the answers for you, Mom. Anything that I have questions about nowadays, I do ask AI. So I think it's about implementing that into your day-to-day life. And I think new jobs will come to life as a result of AI. Humans don't like change, Charles, as you know that. So the internet, ATM machines,
right.
I mean, we've seen it. We all fight it, but then ultimately it's like crypto, people have to adapt.
What do you think, Brianna?
She's young, so she knows.
I actually am worried about AI, especially in my field, journalism. It's very easy for people to just plug in some things to a chatbot and have it spit out a story. So I personally am worried about AI coming for my job. I also think younger people, look, I think the World Economic Forum predicted 92 million jobs will be lost globally by 2030, but 170 million new jobs because of AI will come about. So even though it's a net gain, people are still saying, well, where are those net jobs happening? Are they happening in America,
right,
or are they happening in India or China?
So Jon Stewart just did a podcast, and a lot of people are talking about this, and I think it's going to gain some traction, where they're saying that government should nationalize OpenAI. They should take over Anthropic. They're saying, hey, it's all of our data they're taking to train themselves, and then they're going to displace us. Are you concerned at all that it could go that far?
That's concerning to me just because I equate it to the real estate market and people trying to overregulate builders, which has now hindered the housing market, where there's just too much regulation. So I think there needs to be a delicate balance there between innovation and safety.
I mean,
I know you love the idea, Brianna.
Look, I don't want Democrats doing it because I don't trust Democrats, and I don't want Republicans doing it because I don't trust Republicans. I think this would be another tool for the censorship industrial complex that we have seen, and I don't want Americans to be further encumbered by a big government like this.
Now, the good news, though, for you especially, this whole anti-business, anti-AI stuff, the war on the rich, I mean, it's been a boon for Florida, just an absolute boon. And this isn't like the old days where a few snowbirds would go down and avoid New York taxes. This is an authentic shift in the economic power in this country, right?
Charles, it's really remarkable. I was born and raised in Florida, and we've seen $39.2 billion of net worth come into Florida. That's $4 million an hour coming into Florida. We saw 361 sales above 10 million last year. Think about it. That's almost one sale a day over 10 million. You're beginning to see these executives come into Florida, but they're bringing their families, they're bringing their employees. And it's evidence of that is the school system. I mean, all private schools have a 2 or 3 year waiting list now, which has actually created this demand now for more schools. Florida is doing so incredibly well, and at one point I was a little bit concerned because a lot of inventory came into the market, but you're seeing a lot of the ultra luxury deals getting sold very quickly. Today alone, I had someone I sold a house to 10 years ago, and they're offering him $65 million, $100 million for a house that he paid not that much for. Yes, and so people are like, is this real? Can this be real? I'm like, yeah, it's real.
And in the meantime, Brianna, they're talking about taxing people who buy a luxury apartment in New York City at $1 million. The average apartment, 1 bedroom in New York City, is $1.3 million. So it's not really luxury per se. Earlier this week, when Jamie Dimon met with Mamdani, he gave him this book, Our Towns. And I've been flipping through it. One of the reviewers said it was reminiscent of Charles Kuralt's On the Road with Charles Kuralt. But I also thought about Tocqueville. And the reason I bring this up is you've got a lot of these towns in this country. Some of them are struggling, some of them are whatever, but they're Americana. And you've got the biggest city and most powerful city in the world that's on self-destruct. It's just nuts to me that this is happening, and that younger folks voted for this. Do not understand American history, understand how good they've got it? I mean, what's happening there? Because sooner or later, Katrina's going to have all the money if this doesn't stop.
I think it's a lot of misplaced grievances. I mean, even New York Democrats, I think it was Kathy Hochul, said, we got to get down to Palm Beach and bring those people back to New York. So they recognize that New Yorkers are having this mass exodus out of the state. And yet in order to fix that problem, they're like, you know what? We're going to bail out New York City. We're going to let Mamdani go forward with all his radical proposals. That is not a way to keep New Yorkers in New York. And young people, because they don't have a value of a dollar and they want that Marxist revolution, they want to attack those billionaires and do anything to push them out, not realizing it's going to hurt them in the end because those billionaires are funding their schools and their roads and all the services they love so much.
Yeah, those very billionaires are creating the ecosystem, which we're seeing in Miami now.
Absolutely. Great stuff, Brianna, Katrina. Thank you both very much. All right, folks, coming up, we're counting down to those NVIDIA earnings after the bell. We're going to speak also with the co-founder of Iron. You guys know this stock. I've been talking about it for 2 years on this show. If you've watched this show, you might be in it, and if you are, you're making a ton of money. Well, wait till you hear what they've got on the drawing board. We'll be right back.